Hey everybody, it is John the Comic Guy, and I am in my garage prepping for tomorrow's Outdoor Comic and Toy Festival in Richland, New Jersey. A couple of times a year, Becky and Ben, who have a store over there and a really nice large property, hold outdoor festivals for collectibles, comics, toys, and it's free to be a vendor, and it's free for shoppers to attend. Very exciting, and they have multiple food trucks. So I'm just excited because I've been there to shop before. I just never yet have been a vendor. So this is the first that I'm going to be a vendor there. So I'm going to turn the camera around and I'm going to show you how I'm preparing for it next. So like I said, this is the first time we've ever participated in this outdoor event. I think it's so exciting. I just know the last time when I was shopping there, at the fall edition, it was warm, right? It's an open field. I know the vendors were getting pretty warm, so I think Krista and I are going to be bringing a lot of water. We're going to be drinking it. We're going to probably be dousing ourselves with it. But who cares, right? We're having a good time. We're seeing a lot of people there. We're seeing a lot of friends. We're potentially going to be meeting a lot of new customers there. And what I think is the coolest is, as I mentioned before, they're going to have food trucks there. I love food trucks, right? So obviously I know where Krista and I are going to be dining while we're vending. But let me flip the camera around and show you what I'm going to be bringing. So this is really going to be the cornerstone of our area. We got to bring a tent, right? It's going to likely be very hot there. We also are bringing 2 tables. This is going to be the second table. And this is really the first event that we're bringing toys and records. Usually we're just selling comics. In this show, we have stockpiled all of our 3 for $10 boxes for Whatnot. But we're bringing a bunch of them, and we're going to be selling them at $1 a piece at this particular show. Unless people, and I have a couple of customers that have made special requests for me to bring certain books for them from like my $5 bin. Other than that, the special requests, I'm just bringing a bunch of books that were 3 for $10 that in this show I'm selling for $1 a piece. So hopefully we're going to do well, and hopefully a lot of people are going to attend. And I would really like to get a chance to thank personally Becky and Ben for inviting us to the show. So hopefully they'll stop by the booth as well. Okay, so we are here. It's about 6:30, and Krista and I just finished our setup. Yeah, this, just so you know, this is about 3.5 hours for a Saturday before Krista would typically wake up. So let me just take I'm going to spin the camera around, and I'll show you our setup, and then I'll take a little walk around this this park. This is pretty large, pretty big property. So these are comics that Krista and I really haven't had out for about a year now. This was typically our Whatnot inventory. Brought some toys. I decided against the records simply because if it got too hot, I didn't want anything to warp. So I kept the music and tapes and kept it purely to comic books and toys. So let's take a little walk around this area. It's a lot of property. Yeah, we're all still setting up at this point. Good morning, Lisa and Darren.
Hi.
Lisa Averman, this is Darren, of course. You guys have seen him many times. everybody. So as I'm walking around, I see my brother here, Joe, and of course Joe is from Pork Roll Toys and Comics.
Yeah.
I'm gonna flip around and just highlight his booth because I gotta imagine it's kicking ass because his Whatnot shows kick ass. So let me flip it around. Cool. So we all know it's really Joe and Matt that are the toy people, but holy crap! Come on, how much is that thing? How much?
I'm on it for $15.
15. Look at that. What is it called?
It's Transformer from
Good morning.
Grimlock from the Transformer movie.
I think these guys might be converting me into a Transformers guy. Just saying. I got Matt here. Matt, I'm not going to mess it for his channel, but man, he found some pretty good stuff.
Couple cool things.
Wait till you see it. But I'll tell you, these guys are joking because now I have toys. So I'm going to flip around and they're calling me John the Toy Guy.
John the Toy Guy. Because I have the fire truck. He goes on the back of the fire truck. Yeah.
Everybody, this is the first sell of the day from Joe. I want to show what he picked up.
Little Fisher Price guy for $1.
And he got, because he has the fire truck.
I do have the fire truck with it, so I need the guy. So it worked out perfectly.
Thanks, brother. Who it is?
Hey,
we
good
got my brother Ryan here. You find anything good so far?
Not yet. Came over here to see you first.
I appreciate that. So Ryan's going to be making his rounds, and if he has any goodies, maybe he'll show us what they are.
Sounds good.
Everybody, this is our buddy Jim. Jim has been a friend for years, so he's flipping through our dollar bins here. So, Jim, always great to see you, brother.
Thank you for having me.
You guys have seen him once or twice before. Marcus, the man, the myth, the legend. He big X-Men guy. He's shopping at this maybe dollar box. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? See what we got today.
More great friends hanging out at the booth. Here shopping is Melissa and Mohammed. They are such great friends of ours. And by the way, you guys have a Whatnot channel. Why don't
Yes,
you
we
give it a
do.
plug really quick?
We have a Whatnot channel. We've been doing it for two years now. Melly Finds. That's how you find us on Whatnot.
And,
You
and
find
it-
us Melly Finds. We stream every Monday and Friday at 6:30. Steady schedule. You can't miss us.
and I'm telling you, this is John the Comic Guy approved. These guys are top shelf. So thank you guys for coming by and visiting.
Good job.
Thank
Everybody, I am here with Ben, and Ben owns this whole facility. I think you look good, brother. So, it was a great day. I will go through the trades that I made with people, but Ben, why don't you tell people the name of your store and your store hours?
Well, the name of the store is Shoreline Vintage and Antiques, and we're right on Route 40 in Richland. We're closed Mondays and Tuesdays. We're typically open 11 to 5. Most days, Friday and Saturday, we're open until 6. And, you know, we're here whenever. You know, it's got tons of stuff in the shop, just like what we have out here at the show. So,
Yeah, well, I'll tell you. So I got to tell you, I appreciate you hosting Krista and I. Everybody, this property is unbelievable. Check out the store. Ben has been so kind to us. Please give our friend support. And I don't think this is going to be the last time I'm going to participate in this show.
yeah, I really appreciate it, John.
Ben.
It was a pleasure to have you guys. And, you know, we do this show in May. We do it again in August every year. So it's a good time.
Awesome. So that was an unbelievable show. So I had such a great time there. I actually had a great time also because Krista was there hanging out with me. And again, Krista woke up, I think, 4:45 to get ready so we can leave by like 5:30-ish to start setup at 6. It was a great time. And as you saw, we had a lot of friends from Jim, who bought some stuff, Joe, Matt, Ryan, and Darren. And I have a funny story about Darren in a second too. But as you guys know, I really like these outdoor festivals. The one at Farpoint's great. And in fact, in May, the one at Farpoint and Richland happened at the same time. So apparently these guys were buddies and they own their own stores. And I actually see that being really smart, right? People go to both. So it ends out Jersey is an outdoor festival juggernaut. But check them out. If you end out, I'm going to start advertising. I always like to do Justin's out of Farpoint in May. Sometimes he might sell out, or you know, again, it's free to vend. But hey, if he's packed, I'll go do Ben and Becky's. But it's just amazing that we have that kind of flexibility here in Jersey. So very lucky, right? I think we all recognize here locally, in a small, teeny little state, we really have a lot of stuff going on with toys and comic books. So Becky and Ben were magnificent. And they're such nice people. Just genuinely laid back, nice people. They welcomed Krista and I. They had a spot for us. Great people. But before I start in that, I just wanted to share an interesting comment. And the fellow didn't want to be named because I wanted to give him props. His comment to me was based on my my recent video when I showed off my custom labels. And it could be whether it's in a comic skin or a custom label that I made in top loaders. If you haven't seen my how-to video, if you like the look, click on a link above and you'll see how I make my own custom labels. But this guy actually didn't like them. And I love the feedback. So his words were, those cases that you put them in, being the comics, look very unaesthetic. Gaudy, in fact. So I'm looking at that and it's like, you know, why do I always think everything I do, people are going to think is beautiful too? And that just goes to show you, our community is so good. We always like these videos, this community to be a safe space. He was so comfortable, and he was funny. He's like, John, I don't like them. And as you know, I love them, right? I make these videos, I make those labels because I like them, right? In this world, we all know it's all about me. I'm not really caring what other people think of my labels. I make them for me. I'm not, but the fact as he was such a great guy, and he let me know, and I just thought that was so cool because this community, man, everybody has opinions. Some people are going to hate graded books. Some people like them. Some people are going to hate my labels. They're going to think they're unaesthetic and gaudy. Well, I love them. Anyway, I just think it was cool. So you know who you are. Thank you so much for that comment. Good. Again, good or bad, as long as you're respectful and as long as you're not a hater, I thank you so much for your comment. I appreciate it, and I appreciate knowing there are people out there that are looking at my labels and saying, don't like them. And that's cool, right? I'm making them for me, but I like having your opinion, so I appreciate it. But let me get right to my first story. So Darren, check out the picture. Darren, he's such a great guy. I know Darren's son, met his wife, met his daughter. All are kind of collectors in one sort or another. And they were here in Richland. And I mean, when I say a lot of the people coming by, we're friends. Darren goes to me, he goes, John, come here. So I go, Darren, what's going on? He goes, this guy is selling these Mego dolls. Now, these were newer, right? He knows a lot about Megos. He has original Megos, Darren does, and he has the new Mego dolls. And he looks at them and he compares them and he says, they look identical. But he goes, John, buy these. The guy is selling them. Buy them. He goes, to resell or whatever, collect, but he goes, they're a good deal. I didn't want to get them, honestly. I didn't. And I made the guy an offer. I go, I'll give you $10 for the two of them. And these are the two. You know, evidently he took the deal because, you know, despite the fact that I really didn't want them, Darren is saying, they're a good deal. You can resell them. He says, you might as well make a little money. And this guy's just looking to dump them. And he took it, which sometimes happens. And because of that, I made the commit. I got them. But I did get these Kiss dolls. You guys know I like Kiss. You know, Bill Schultz, he likes Kiss. I figure I'm going to get them for $10 for the pair. If they don't sell, what are you going to do? But hopefully I'll make at least a couple of bucks on these. But Darren, I have, you know, my friends are so diverse and they have like expertise and interest in so many different things. Sometimes they pull me over and they say, John, just get it. And I trust them. So Darren, thank you for the pointer on those. I hope those, I'm going to at least look at them. I might even display them a little bit, but I got them because of Darren. So Darren, it was great to see you, brother. Ryan, and a couple of people gave me gifts, right? It's just, we're in a great community, right? I give people great discounts. I'm hanging out with people, and sometimes they'll see things like in a dollar bin or they'll get them in a collection they pick up, and they know I like them, and they just give them to me, right? The community is great. And this is from Ryan. Ryan comes by and he gives me this stack of books, which I think is so cool. So Alien Encounters 1. This is Alien Encounters number 7. I think this is number 9. Really cool. These are like adult sci-fi books, and I think that's just so cool. Number 10. Number 13. So I'm going to read them. Will I ultimately keep them or will I sell them? I'm not sure yet. But he even said, he goes, John, if you don't want them, just sell them. But, you know, I appreciate when people are such good friends and so kind that they think of me and they're kind of tapping into what I may enjoy. And they just, right, it's, what a great community. So Ryan, thank you so much. And this is the one that I thought was really cool. Weird Fantasy, the EC reprint from the 70s. I think this is 1974. But it's funny. It had a sticker here, and you could see there's a little bit of remnants. But what I did is I used a little rubbing alcohol and a hairdryer. Right? A hairdryer is a key when you heat up you have a heating element, especially on like record albums. When I have album covers with stickers on them, if I want to remove them, if they're like something that's unsightly, use a hairdryer and you kind of peel it off, and the sticking stuff releases. That's what happened here. The sticking agent released with the help of some rubbing alcohol, because comic books covers are obviously a lot more fragile or, you know, easier to tear and lose color than a record album. So again, comic books, you got to be really careful. And this really, it lifted off. It wasn't really because of the sticker, as far as I know. I wasn't rough with it, but it looks pretty good. Ryan, what do you think? Look at that. Come on. You saw that sticker on there. It looks pretty good now, right? Not bad. The next gift I got is from Joe. Joe is from Pork Roll Toys and Comics, right? You've seen Joe. He's great buddies of mine, and he knows I like comic books with skull covers. So he picked this up because John, again, he just thought of me, which is so touching to me. These guys are such great friends, and he's a dealer. He gives it to me, and right, sometimes I'll give him stuff, but he thought of me with the cool cover. So Ghost Rider number 30. Nice cover. I like, again, skull covers are kind of cool. And, ultimately, where will it end out for now? I'm going to keep it and enjoy it because I really appreciate these gifts from friends. But I want to thank you, Joe. Pork Roll, Toys, and Comics. The last gift was from Matt. So Matt came by and he gave me these Marvel Comic Presents Weapon X. So he gave me number 84, and he gave me number 80. So these two are in beautiful condition. I pressed them. When I got them, they were probably 8.5s. They had like spine ticks, but I pressed them, and now I'd say they're in the 9s. They look great. If you scrutinize them, they're very minimal spine ticks at this point. They look really good. So they are upgrades to me in my collection. So obviously, I love the Barry Windsor Smith books. I'm going to keep them for my collection. Last but not least, I did a little trade. So I met a fellow out there. He was a vendor right across from me. He had some books. What he got from me is I let him just pick whatever comics he wanted. And then I had some toys, and I had these die-cast metal fighter jets. They were on a replica of the Enterprise carrier. Melissa bought the carrier, right, from Melly Finds. She bought the carrier, but this fellow bought or traded for all of the little fighter jets. And again, because I am not really primarily a toy guy, I was happy to kind of trade them for these comics. So what I've noticed, and I saw in his collection, was I've noticed lately Power Rangers are really picking up in heat. I have a guy who really enjoys Power Ranger comics. He didn't want this particular one. It's a little pricey, but I like this. This is the Power Rangers Darkon New Dawn #1 with a special cover drawn by Clayton Crane or art by Clayton Crane, Virgin cover, and it has a certificate of authenticity. So this is number 247 of 666. Look at that. I'm tempted to keep this myself, right? This is one of those books that I'm tempted to keep because I'm a Clayton Crane fan. It's just Power Rangers is not typically a title that I keep myself, right? It's not. And I've had Power Rangers come and go, but, Clayton Crane art, Virgin cover, certificate number 247 out of 666. It's tempting, but for now, I'm planning on selling it. Or putting it in my, for sale boxes. I also traded for this Marvel Comic Presents number 76. This was an upgrade to me. This is a mid to high grade. I'd say this is about an 8.0 or an 8.5 to 9.0. It has a little bend on the bottom, but overall, it was an upgrade for me. So, love those Barry Windsor Smith books. God Country #2, right? I found that God Country story to be great. I enjoy it, and passively I collect it. So this is filling up a little gap I have in God Country simply because it's a 12-issue maxi series. I might as well have them all. It's not like I'm trying to complete a whole run of The Amazing Spider-Man, right? But for these 12 issues, I think the story is worthy enough for me to hold on to it. So God Country #2. And last but not least, I got Spawn number 323. This is new to me. I didn't have it, and I figure, again, I might as well close the gap on some of my Spawn collection. So, cool cover. Figure I'm gonna have that. So, everybody, if you get a chance, every time I do these outdoor festivals, I'm gonna advertise them. So, if you get a chance, I would absolutely suggest paying a visit to this show here in Richland in May. The show at a Far Point, because both are good. They're only like 7 miles apart. Might as well hit both outdoor festivals. And of course, in the fall version, only the Richland show is going on, and it's great. Whether you're into toys or comics, and if you haven't seen Matt from Patriot Comics video, he dropped it. You know, he already dropped it. You got to see the comics that he picked up. He came bright and early. The early bird gets the worm, and he's an early bird, right? He got such great comics at this particular show. It's so worthy to go there, and it has food trucks. So I don't know if you could go wrong. But everybody, if you like this content, I would encourage you to please hit the like button, make comments, let me know. And again, you can make comments saying, John, I don't think you picked up good stuff, or John, whatever you want to say. If you don't like my labels, just like that other fellow said, let me know. This is a safe space, right? Always be respectful, but I think as friends, we could disagree, and I think that's the beauty of this whole collecting hobby. Let's be honest with the other, and let's be honest with each other. Let's share our knowledge and have a good time. Certainly, feel free to share this if you know comic people that are not subscribers yet, but may be interested. And finally, I would always encourage you to please hit that subscribe button. So everybody, I thank you so much. I really appreciate you, and we'll talk to you soon.